everybody, welcome to Babylon Bullshit. We're starting today off on a really dumb note because apparently I can't remember shit. So,
And this week, Will actually slept.
oh, so much. So much. Speaking of which, I'm Will.
I'm Lilith.
And welcome to the 4th episode of our Rebels series. We
Yeah.
covered seasons 1 through 3.
Yes.
This is season 4. Yes, there's a season 5. That's Ahsoka season 1, and we already did that.
So we don't have to talk about it.
Which, now that I've said all that out loud, it just sounds irritatingly complicated.
You're making things harder on yourself.
Yeah, that's not new. But season 4 dives more into Sabine than anyone else.
Especially at the very beginning, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we start with... We kind of get into Sabine in seasons 1, 2, and 3. We learn more about her. We learn some about her family. We learn that she was an Imperial cadet.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of sort of get in there, but she's the splody girl. That's what she's been for 3 seasons.
Yeah.
If I can shoot her to blow it up, I like it. That's basically
That's
what
accurate,
she does.
Yeah.
But season 4 starts off with them going to Mandalore
Mm-hmm.
to attempt to rescue her father from the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And then some weird shit happens. First of all, I would like to say that, yes, the Empire conquered Mandalore. Yes, Beskar's mind on Mandalore. Did no one in the Empire think to just make all their Stormtrooper armor out of Beskar? Just gonna say, it would have probably helped them.
That you're trying to use logic, whether it's
Yeah,
no
I know.
logic.
I know. And as we've discussed, Stormtrooper armor is basically decorative.
It's plastic.
Yeah. It does nothing.
It's PVC piping.
Yeah. It helps nothing. It doesn't stop anything.
Except for their aim.
Yeah. Which Rex proves in this season.
Yeah.
It's basically useless, except on Mandalore, the Mandalorians who are following the Empire have their own white Mandalorian armor.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately for Sabine, she's very smart.
She is.
And while she was an Imperial cadet, she made basically a big-ass ray gun that fries anyone in Mandalorian armor.
Which she did not know.
Yes.
That's what it was being made for.
Absolutely.
Which I think we touched on this a little bit last episode.
Yeah. This was an intellectual challenge. She didn't know where this was going. This is what it ends up getting used for, and that's not good. Like, that's real bad. Like,
That's bad.
I mean,
That's bad, okay?
it is. It is. I don't really have anything more.
Ray guns are bad.
I really don't have anything more profound to say about it. The fact that it can kill anyone in Mandalorian armor is a bad thing.
Yeah.
That kind of defeats the point of armor.
It does. And that first episode ends really tragically, we think.
Yes. The assumption is that the first episode ends tragically.
Thankfully, it doesn't.
Yeah. Because that could have... Oh, my. They managed to get off Mandalore. This is one of those... Sabine has the Darksaber at this point.
Yes.
Sabine is not going to rule Mandalore. She does not want that.
Mm-mm.
This is not her path. They've hooked up with Bo-Katan, who, of course, voiced by the incredible Katie Sackhoff, who played her in the live-action series.
Yes.
There was absolutely no chance of Sabine standing there with a Darksaber and going, well, I have this thing that says I'm in charge, so fuck all y'all. Like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, she's like, I'm 17.
Yeah.
This seems smart.
Yeah, she's like, I don't want this. I need an adult. Like,
Exactly.
Like, please take stabby thing. No, I don't want it. Like,
she got real good at using it, though.
she got real good at using it. After
Yeah.
Kanan basically berated her all through their training. I mean, effective.
She kind of needed it. She's a tough love type of person.
Yeah.
She's definitely one who, like, in order to get her really motivated, you need to, like, poke her a little bit, like, poke the bear. She's definitely hey, I bet you can't do it.
Well,
you can't do it, can ya? And she's just like, yes, I can!
Well, the problem is you're poking a bear who likes to blow stuff up and carries blasters and likes using them.
But did it work?
It worked better once. Good God, I can't remember. I can never remember this guy's name.
Fen Rao?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It worked so much better once Fen Rao brought her the Mandalorian Jedi fighting equipment,
Yes.
which the Mandalorians and the Jedi did briefly do battle with each other.
They have a very long history, and I'd like to do an episode on the Jedi Mandalorian history because it is a long fucking history.
It is.
Of them fighting against each other and then fighting together and then fighting against each other. There is
That's why
an
I said-
entire history of a Jedi Mandalorian war.
And well, which one? Because they're like there be skirmishes here and there, and then there's an actual war.
Like the actual war.
Yeah, and then they teamed up, and then all of a sudden they had more skirmishes, and like.
So there's one that is mentioned in Clone Wars, actually at the very end of Clone Wars, which Bo actually talks about when they're taking Maul away.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
the last.
Yep, it was the last like box meant to
Yes.
meant to imprison a Force user. Yeah.
Yes. So they know how to fight Jedi.
Yeah.
They know how to.
And it
how
makes
to
sense
handle
that
them.
they would have developed
Yeah.
armor weapon pieces meant to fight Jedi,
Yeah.
especially the big ass repulsor glove.
Right.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So much sense.
Exactly.
So when Sabine got those and realized that, well, I don't have to fight like a Jedi, I can just fight like a Mandalorian who happens to have a sword,
Exactly.
things start to go a lot better. And she starts to gain some confidence.
Yeah.
She gets real good with the blade.
She does.
Like, surprisingly good.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, the Darksaber basically gives anyone the right to rule Mandalore, and she does not want to rule Mandalore. Like, that's a no.
Mm-hmm.
So she gives the blade to Bo-Katan.
Mm-hmm.
She's not supposed to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Bo doesn't seem to mind.
Nobody seems to mind.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, yeah, okay, that's fine. because
Everyone's cool with it.
they're
yeah.
supposed to fight
yeah.
in order to gain,
Which we go,
the
which
actual blade.
they dive deeper into
In Mandalorian.
In Mandalorian, yeah. But yeah, everyone's cool with it. They're like, oh yeah, you're 17, you shouldn't be in charge. We want her in charge. And Sabine's like, yeah, fucking me too. There you go.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. I don't want it.
Yeah, cool. Fuck yeah.
Yep.
With Mandalore basically back in the hands of Mandalorians for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
we then wander off to Saw Gerrera and his weird bullshit. Okay, yes, that's the same noise I make every time Saw Gerrera comes up for me too.
I
Like,
just hate him so much.
he's okay.
He's so annoying.
I know I've said this before. Saw Gerrera is, I mean, basically he's the antithesis of what the rebellion stands for.
Yeah, like I get his passion and I can respect his passion. He goes about it the wrong way.
He absolutely does.
It's just like I'm trying to think of like a good example, a real life example, and I just keep going to neoliberal fascists.
That's yeah. That's yeah.
Neoliberal fascists keep destroying the left, to quote Bo Burnham.
Yeah, that's correct.
It's the
and
same
a good
idea.
analogy. Yeah,
yeah, it's the same idea. Like Saw Gerrera is just like taking this really good movement and going, how can I fuck it in the ass?
Well, his problem is that so all of the rebellion is it's a political movement. It's meant to gain support.
Yeah.
And drive out the Empire.
Yeah.
Saw Gerrera does not care about anyone who's not fighting alongside him. He literally wants to line the Empire up in a big row and just shoot it repeatedly.
Mm-hmm.
No nuance to this man whatsoever. If it's Imperial, he wants to kill it. Which, okay.
Fair.
But there's got to be more to it than just that. Like,
It's the Empire. I'm gonna kill it.
like
What?
Yeah. Now I will say, live action Saw Gerrera in Rogue One was Forrest Whitaker, and Forrest Whitaker is
He voices him too, though.
he does. But live action Saw Gerrera, the first time we met him in
Rogue One.
yeah. My brain is not working today. Man,
You slept. Are you all right?
no.
Jesus.
Forrest Whitaker is a fucking force of nature on screen.
Yes.
You're not supposed to like Saw Gerrera. He's supposed to be off-putting.
Yeah.
And Forrest Whitaker plays him brilliantly.
Oh yeah.
Voices him brilliantly too.
Oh, absolutely. Like I'm not. I will never shit on Forrest Whitaker because he is brilliant.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I absolutely adore
Man's
him.
amazing.
Yeah, like he is a force, and I love him in everything he does. Like that man could be in the shittiest movie ever, and I would still just be like,
He'll still be amazing.
yeah, I would still be like, okay, but Forrest Whitaker though. Like, yeah, that movie sucked, but Forrest Whitaker though.
Yeah.
Like, because I've done that with several actors.
There
where, like,
are some who, even if the movie just shits itself around them,
Yeah.
they're still amazing.
they're still incredible. Jack Black has a way of doing that too.
Yes.
The movie can suck, and then I'll still be like, but Jack Black though.
Because something about Jack Black just makes you want to be in a good mood.
That's true.
He's just a happy little fuzzy man.
I love him to death. He is incredible, and he is also now in the Star Wars universe,
Yes, he is.
along with Lizzo, and that just
Yeah.
brings me more joy than I can explain.
What I most love about those episodes was the just absurd reaction from the toxic side of the Star Wars fandom, because there is one, screeching about how like casting Lizzo was somehow woke.
You do realize there are black people in Star Wars already, right?
I mean, up until that, okay, better recently, but originally there were two we've mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That we know of.
Yes.
But I'm sure there were more. Well, no, that's not true, because almost
Three we know of.
almost
Yes.
every Twi'lek is a person of color.
Yes. Okay. Well,
A
they're
person of color of some kind.
voiced by yeah.
No. Twi'leks in general were almost always cast as a person of color.
Good to
They
know.
were either Asian or they were black.
I did not actually know that.
Yeah. So almost every single one has been a person of color.
The only attempt at casting, or at time when Star Wars got a little bit racially, was the Trade Federation.
Well, yeah, that one. They kind of fixed it in episode 3, where they like definitely dialed it down with the accent.
But in episode 1,
Yeah.
it was very much like, oh wow,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
And they dialed it down with the accent in episode 3, because I think even George Lucas was like, "Oh yeah, no, I fucked up. Sorry."
that was very much a
I feel like that. I don't feel like that was necessarily a George Lucas choice. That was a voice actor choice. So
yeah. I mean, but also it's like the Star Wars version of, like, Mickey Rooney and Breakfast at Tiffany's, and you're just like, who let that happen?
yeah,
Like, there were a lot of you that made sure this was ready to go to film.
yeah.
Which one of you skipped over this?
It was also 1998. It was a different time.
That doesn't.
We also had Friends for 15 fucking years,
Sure,
and that was
And as Friends taught us,
Cringe.
there are absolutely no people of color in New York City.
exactly
Which, of course, that's right.
right, exactly. So it's fine. But anyway,
So Saw Gerrera shows up. The rebels have a good plan.
yes,
They want to tap an Imperial listening post.
yeah.
That's a good information on
it's
your
great.
enemy is a good
Yeah.
idea. And then Saw
And then
Gerrera shows
Saw-
up going, hey, if you guys all come over here,
Yeah.
we just blow it up.
And you know what Saw did is he took it, he bent it over, and then fist fucked it without lube.
Yeah, that's what Saw Gerrera does to plans.
Yeah.
That's his thing.
He's like, that's a great idea,
But what if we make it worse?
but it's terrible, and I'm gonna make it a worse idea.
Yeah, that's what he does. That's his thing.
And I
Like,
literally watched that episode going, oh my God!
for anyone who's wondering what the metallic noises was, Lil just, I guess, punched their mic stand.
I pushed it back. And because these mic stands are $6 at Target,
Hey, 25 online. Fuck off.
they make a lot of noise.
They really do. And honestly, they're going to be the next thing I replace.
That noise is a trifle.
Well, then stop doing it. You'll notice I'm not doing it because I know they make noises. Like,
I'm so sorry, guys.
I don't know how.
I have the day off tomorrow, so like I'm actually in a good mood.
Lil's only been here for like 30 minutes, and we're both already slap happy as fuck. Don't understand it.
I think it's because like I don't have to work tomorrow, so I'm like actually in a good mood on a Sunday.
Yeah. I work from home.
No, I work from home too. I work from home, but because I don't have to turn on my computer tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. That'll do it. I will say the whole attempt to tap the Imperial station was vastly improved by the attempt to impersonate an Imperial captain who happened to be the captain of the station, which was fun. And Chopper experiencing what gravity on a sloped incline will do to him.
And he screamed "fuck."
He did.
It was great.
As we've mentioned, Dave Filoni voices Chopper. The Chopper voice is obviously heavily processed, so you can't hear words, but it's Dave Filoni, and he's frequently swearing. It's wonderful.
That's great.
Most of season 4, the episodes are phenomenal. The show gets a little dark. They've joined the rebellion. They're finding their place inside the larger rebellion at this point.
Yes.
Could you not? The one that
I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna have to do some editing this time.
I'm so sorry.
The one that
You edited nothing on the last one.
I edited a little bit on one of them. I think. Did I?
Hopeless and Bitter,
Yeah, a little.
but not on this one.
No.
You were like, nope.
Nope. I did listen to the whole thing. And I'm like, no, this is fine. Like, the episode that starts the finale, begins to tee up how the series is going to end, is the one where they are trying to steal the TIE Defender.
I love that episode.
Me too. And I love it. Well, one big reason is because stormtroopers learn that you don't piss off loath cats.
Yes.
Which is fun.
Yeah. And they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But I very much enjoy that the whole idea was not to steal the TIE Defender, it was to steal the flight data recorder.
Yeah, and then the whole goddamn thing just went with them.
Yeah. Because because Thrawn showed up with his ace pilot. They're like, well, we're in here and we can't get out, and we're on a fucking runway. There's nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
Let's just take the ship.
Mm-hmm.
The Imperials, did their thing and learned from previous mistakes for the first time in the history of Star Wars, and actually managed to disable the TIE Defender once Zeb and Ezra had got away.
Mm-hmm.
That was the most surprising bit to me.
Mm-hmm.
The Imperials generally make the same, 7 mistakes over and over and over again. That's just what they do.
Mm-hmm. Because they dumb.
Yeah. The fact that they didn't this time was shocking.
I know.
Still mostly ineffective, but
Right.
shocking. They actually managed to do something, they approached something smart.
Right.
They didn't quite get there, but they were
Right.
they were looking at it.
Yeah.
This is a start.
I loved that episode just because, like, everyone else was so fucking mad, and Thrawn is just like, no, just let it happen.
Yeah.
It's fine. And they're just like, but they took the ship. He's like, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. And of course, the whole time I'm sitting there just going, God, you're hot.
Please remember, we're talking about the animated Thrawn at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Live action Thrawn can also get it. I don't care.
That's not a surprise to anyone who has ever talked to you. Like,
No. I have a weird thing with some villains. Like, I don't know. It's just I'm not mentally stable.
oh yeah, not even a little bit. Like, that's.
I'm aware of it.
And also, well, let's be fair. Lars Mikkelsen can get it from you basically whenever he wants.
Yeah, no, that's accurate.
Not specifically as Thrawn.
No. He can just get it.
Yeah.
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 If he wanted it, he could. He has consent. I would never do anything to him without consent because that's gross, and
Clearly.
I'm not that kind of person.
Of
but
course.
if he asked, I would be like, yes.
So what everyone just heard was blanket consent from Lil Like, just saying.
I said what I said. I'm not going to take it back.
Now, all of this...
He's never going to hear this. I don't
No,
care.
of course he's not. Yeah. All of his comedic banter is kind of hiding the fact that we're going to have to spend the last 40 minutes of this episode on...
I don't know what you're talking about. This season is only 9 episodes long.
Because the last,
Nope.
The last 6 are, well, a tragedy, basically.
No, there's only 9 episodes in this season. I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing happens. Please don't do this.
You knew this was coming when we decided to do the episode.
I know. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, so Hera gets captured.
But we do have, we do have to talk about World Between Worlds too, so.
We absolutely do.
All right.
So here's unhappy part leading to happy part for Lil. Unhappy part. Hera gets captured, which is, bad.
Yeah. Because Kanan gets mad.
He honestly really does. Now, I will say the idea to fly into the city on kites look like loath pads is fucking genius.
Wow, that's so smart.
Like,
It was so smart.
absolutely genius.
Like Ezra. Bro.
Ezra's growing up. Season 1 Ezra would never have come up with that because Season
No.
1 Ezra was, a moron.
Yeah,
Like,
but this one, smart.
yeah,
So fucking smart.
it's a brilliant plan.
Yeah.
So they make it to the Imperial complex. They land. What's his name? Thrawn's weird alien bounty hunter dude who's...
His name is Rook,
Thank you.
and he is a Nogri.
Yes.
Is his species.
He shows
His
up.
race.
Kanan is still blind at this point.
Yes.
Let's point that out. It's not slowed him down.
No, not at all.
Like, if anything, it's made him a better fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I've lived in my apartment for 5 years. If I suddenly went blind, I'm not sure I can make it to my door. So
I'm glad that you can admit that to yourself.
I mean-
I don't know my own apartment, and
Like,
it's not a big apartment, guys.
it's not. Like, it's cozy. It's not tiny. And I can see my front door from where I'm sitting. But if I went blind right now, I would struggle to make it to the door. Blinder. I do wear glasses, and without them, I'm basically useless. It's true. So they get into the Imperial compound. Rook shows up, because of course he does.
Mm-hmm.
Kanan manages to dispatch Rook fairly quickly. Like, that fight is not... You kind of worry at first, and then it ends, and you're like, oh, well... Was he supposed to be scary? Because, that didn't... That was quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bye, Rook, I guess.
But no.
Yeah.
But no. He's not gone.
No. If anyone's going to fall off the, 400th floor of this building and really have it not bother him, it's going to be Rook.
Yeah, Rook does not go down easy.
No.
He's a very interesting looking creature. Big head, he's gray, scaly skin. Knees are backwards.
Yeah.
And has the opposable thumbs on his feetsies and all of that. He very much is primate-esque.
Yes.
He's an interesting looking dude. And the Nogri are a fighting race.
Well, they're mainly employed as Imperial assassins.
Yes. Once the Empire took over their planet, and then lied blatantly to their faces about what happened to their planet. I know, shocking.
Empire lie?
What?
This is
An-
I never.
An outrage.
Where's my fainting couch?
I never would have guessed that the Empire would lie about something. Which we'll talk about all the novels eventually, but yeah, the Nogri are very loyal to the Empire.
Yes.
And Rook specifically is very loyal to Thrawn. For some reason. But just takes very good care of him. And
well, I mean, Thrawn is not one to get his hands dirty. He's one to stand back and orchestrate things from afar.
But Thrawn does take very good care of him. It's not like he treats him badly. He does, treat him with a lot of respect.
This is actually well, that's true of Thrawn with even with his enemies.
Yeah, of course.
Thrawn respects his enemies. Thrawn respects his allies, assuming they're worthy of his respect. The other captains who command ships under Thrawn tends to look at as though they are, morons because they, are. I mean, that's they just are.
They're fucking stupid.
Yeah, and Thrawn always looks at them like, for the love, could you just do as I say and don't have thoughts.
Could you just
yeah. Like, but they managed to get into the Imperial complex on Lothal with a actually surprisingly brilliant plan. The plan is to sound the recall of all Imperial forces on Lothal to this massive complex building, which doubles as, I guess, an escape ship. Which, I mean, it's the Empire. If they're going to build something large and stupid with no actual practical purpose, that makes sense. But they're going to recall all the Imperial forces and then launch this ship off the planet.
Yes.
My, of course, next question to that was, what's stopping them from just landing again? Just saying.
I don't think it works like that.
I mean, what goes up can come back down. So
I mean, yes, but I don't really know how it works exactly.
Yeah.
They apparently know. Yes. I don't.
So this is, storytelling 101. You work under the assumption that the plan is good even though you can poke holes in it.
Yes. Exactly.
Now, during this, Hera has been subjected to, I would guess, bucket loads of interrogation drugs because she's high out of her gourd.
I love it so much. It's
one
of my favorite moments.
It's wonderful.
She's like, "Hey, I don't crash. I know. You have very exciting landings."
Now
you flew in on these things? Yeah. That's so cool. Like, Hera, babe.
Oh yeah,
I need you to sober up.
She's high as balls in this.
So good.
Now, the important thing to point out is that leading up to this, before they went on this mission, Kanan basically became the Jedi Ronin. He cut his hair. He had his meditation moment. Kanan knew this was not going to go smoothly.
Yes.
Going into this, he knew.
The name of the episode is Jedi Knight. Night. And I should have known going into the episode. And I literally went, this is probably going to end badly, isn't it? And it's the fact that the entire episode was them going back and forth.
And Kanan
trying to say I love you. Trying. Like, both of them, like, I need to tell you something. And then they get interrupted.
Well,
I need to tell you something.
Kanan couldn't because Hera was so stoned out of her gourd, she kept interrupting him. And Hera couldn't because every time she tried, someone would start shooting at them.
Yeah, and like, it finally happened. Thank fucking Christ.
4 seasons later, which we all already knew.
Yeah, but that's not the point. It's the fact that it, like, was finally said. But it was like, I'm like, oh my God, just fucking say it.
Yeah.
Just fucking say the goddamn thing.
This is when you look at the stormtroopers trying to kill you and be like, could you, for one, just 30, count to 10. Just count to 10.
Hey! Hold on!
We're busy.
Trying to tell him I love him. 2 seconds!
But
anyway,
but
okay, so I love you.
But they're stormtrooper helmets, so they wouldn't be able to hear him anyway. So
That's true.
They managed to escape the complex. And I jumped the gun on the the gather Imperial forces.
did,
launch the
yeah.
building off the
That's at the end.
I watched all his episodes together, and
Oh, so they just kind of
honestly did not know there were 16 episodes in this season because I watched the last 6 in one sitting and didn't know and honestly forgot where the episodes cut.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
they've gone in to get Hera.
Yep.
They start to get out on the Lothbat gliders.
Mm-hmm.
And then have to commandeer an Imperial transport.
Yes.
Unfortunately for them, the person chasing them is none other than Star Wars' Space Karen. And the look on Lil's face right now.
Sorry. I fucking hate Governor Arinda Price. She's such a fucking idiot. She's so goddamn stupid. This plan of hers is fucking idiotic.
Oh, it's beyond moronic.
Because it's okay. I get you want to stop the rebels. Sure. I get that. Why are you blowing up your own fucking... Why? Like, that makes no sense.
So, for some clarification, one of the rebels' goals on Lothal was to take out the TIE Defender production. These production lines need fuel. The plan was not to blow up the giant fuel storage things because that would be devastating.
Yeah, it would destroy part of the planet.
Yeah, well, it would destroy part of the city. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they didn't plan that.
No.
But they wound up near the fuel things, and then Governor Price said, well, they're near the thing that could be a bomb. Shoot it, because she's an idiot.
And even the person who was helping her was like,
wait, what?
if we do that, it'll take out part of the city. And she's just like,
no.
that's a risk we're going to have to take.
Well,
we need to take them down. And they were just like, are you fucking joking?
I love that she rationalized it as saying, oh, no, we'll just say the rebels did it.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, Thrawn ain't stupid.
That's the thing, is like, Thrawn is not dumb. Thrawn knows that they would not do that to their own fucking planet.
Yeah. That's what Thrawn counts on with the rebels, is that they're going to behave compassionately.
Exactly.
That's, as far as he's concerned, a weakness he can exploit.
Exactly. You really think that he's going to believe that the rebels blew up a fuel facility? You're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You are stupid
she
as
is.
fuck.
She's a moron.
And I was like, I sat there and I was like, she's not going to do that.
She absolutely would.
And it's exactly what happened. It's the fact that even the people around her were like, Governor, that's
a bad idea.
Dumb. Like, that is literally the dumbest thing you could do right now.
Hey,
it's going to destroy not only part of the city, but it could kill some of our own people.
Oh, she didn't give half a fuck about that.
And she's just like, I don't care.
She wants to kill Kanan.
Yeah, specifically Kanan.
Yeah.
Just Kanan.
Well, no.
Calm the fuck down. Like,
so she
wants to kill all the rebels, but calm the fuck down.
She wants the prestige that would be granted to her
for killing a Jedi.
For killing a Jedi, yes. So she orders them to fire on these massive fuel storage tanks, which predictably do what combustible fuels do when you explode. You know, when you expose them to blaster fire, they explode.
What is that? Wait. So hang on. You're telling me when a combustible thing is under pressure,
and then you
shoot at it,
it blows up.
What?
You know. It's fucking crazy.
That's fucking wild.
Fucking crazy.
I didn't know that's how things worked.
It's fucking insane.
Wow. Huh.
It's fucking nuts.
Who'da thunk?
Obviously not Governor Price.
She's a fucking goddamn it.
Now,
what a chud.
Now, there's a reference I haven't heard in a while. All right. Okay. Now, Kanan being Kanan, that blast would have killed everybody aboard the transport. Easily. Until Kanan jumps out and holds the blast at bay with the Force. Hera, of course, is not going to allow that bullshit. Runs out and tries to grab him.
He pushes her back.
Kanan Force pushes her back into the transport. And then Force pushes the transport away.
But before that, as he is holding the flames back,
yep,
he turns and his vision comes back.
He's had that vision the whole time. He's seeing Hera through the Force. Like,
Stop it. Why? So I'm going to tell a fun story real quick. So I have two friends who live down in Nashville. The boyfriend is a huge Star Wars fan. That's how he and I became friends. I have been friends with the girlfriend for a few years now. I connected with him because of Star Wars, and he and I became friends.
Like you do.
Right. And so he's getting her deeper into the Star Wars universe now.
Good man.
And she has not listened to any of these episodes because she's like, I'm not caught up. Like, I just got through Rebels, and now we're, like,
we will
going through
spoil everything.
Yeah, she's like, so I haven't listened to it because I don't want to get spoiled on Ahsoka. As soon as I'm through Ahsoka, I'll start listening. And I'm like, you're fine.
We
Like,
will 100% spoil episodes.
Yeah.
That's what these are.
Right.
Like,
I was like, no. You don't have to start listening until you're
bullshit
through.
the spoilers.
Right. So she's like, as soon as I'm done with Ahsoka, I'll start listening to the podcast. I'm like, it's fine. It's not that deep. Like, whenever you can.
We literally do this for fun.
Yeah, exactly. And so they got through Clone Wars. She
Cried.
texted me after the last few episodes, and she's like, what the fuck is wrong with Dave Filoni? And I was like, honey, so many things.
Oh. Now, let's be clear. We love Dave Filoni.
Well, no, we love him, but also he can go fuck himself.
There are moments where I would like to
Yeah.
have been in the room for that meeting.
Right.
Just to be like, hey, maybe no.
So then they started on Rebels. And she's telling me, like, where they are in Rebels. She's, like, keeping me updated and everything. And I was like, oh, okay. She tells me they got to season 4. And I was like, oh, honey.
So once you watch season 10, call me. You're going to need a friend.
So I was like, oh, honey. Okay, where are you in season 4? And she was like, oh, we're about halfway through, I think. And I was like,
no.
oh, honey.
You're going to need
And
a friend.
she was like, what? And I'm like, oh, honey.
Like,
So then,
oh no.
So then all of a sudden, I get a text one night, and she goes, what the fuck? What the fuck, Dave Filoni? And I was like, oh, did you get to Jedi Knight? And she was like, I fucking hate him. And I'm like, yeah.
Now,
Yeah, no, that sounds right. She sends me a fucking Snapchat of her and him on the couch. They're both sobbing. And he's watched Rebels a million times, like I have, and still cries. And she's just like, I'm so angry. She sends me another picture of her flipping off the TV with Dave Filoni's name in the background. And she's like, where is Star Wars making me happy, David? And I was like, all of this is the correct response.
Dave, you know you fucked up when they start calling you David.
Right. So then I go down for Halloween, and we watched the last episode, or the last 2 episodes. And I was like, girl, are you ready? And she was just like,
Who did she rage punch in the face?
She just goes, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if you're ready. She's like, I don't know.
I think Dave was going through some personal things
Right.
at the end of Rebels. He was just trying to work it out.
We watched the last 2 episodes, and she's just sobbing, and I'm crying, and I was just like, babe. And she's like, what the fuck is this show? And I'm like, yeah.
See, the worst part is, by this point, you knew that Ezra...
I knew everything that was coming, and I still was like, yeah. And she's just like, this fucking show! What the hell? And I'm like, yeah.
This is, yeah. I will say.
Like, with
As a-
Jedi Knight, she was so funny, though. She's like, he got to see Hera before he died. I was like, yes, honey, I know. She's like, I fucking hate this show. I was like, this is all the correct response. All of what you're saying is an accurate response.
This is actually the brilliance of Dave Filoni. Dave could basically announce that he's doing nothing but a compilation show of all the times he's killed off characters we like, and everybody would watch it.
Yes. I think the saddest moment, I mean, aside from, Kanan dying.
Which, okay, Kanan doesn't just die. He sacrifices himself.
And he does it
for
a
the rest
reason.
of the team,
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. Like, I get why he does it. It's not that I don't understand it. I do. It's still not fair.
It sucks. But
I think the saddest moment for me is when they make it back to the base and, Zeb is there and he's just like, where's Kanan? Did they get Kanan?
Yeah.
And Ezra's like, he's not here. And Zeb's like, well, did they capture him? And he's like, no, Zeb. And he just walks away and he's like, oh, and you just see it click in Zeb's head that he's dead. And Chopper, Chopper just like looks and he's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Where's the Jedi? Where's Dad? And he looks up. Hera has walked away. He rolls on up to Hera, looks at her, takes his little arm and just holds her hand. And I'm like, stop it. And he's just like, Mom? I'm like, why am I crying?
Because Chopper is basically Hera's kid.
Yeah, but it's the sweetest thing that he's just like, Mom?
Yep.
And then takes his little metal hand and it's just like,
yep.
just holds her hand and
his little claw. He just
just weep. And then she just stands there with the Calcori in her hand because
of course Kanan rescued that too.
Kanan grabbed it and she's just like standing there and I was like, why is this the saddest moment for me right now?
I'm tearing up a little bit right now just talking about it.
I'm like, this is the saddest moment for me. Like, yes, it was fucking devastating watching Kanan die, but watching Chopper suddenly like get sad because like he fucked with Kanan all the time.
Oh.
Like it was his way.
Yeah, but that was basically a teenager that was a teenager fucking with his dad.
Yeah.
Like that's the relationship they had.
Yeah, exactly. So he like the fact that he suddenly got very sad because he saw Mom be sad. So he goes up, Mom, and just holds his Stop it! It's so devastating. It makes me so sad.
Jedi Knight's one of those episodes that just, as Lil will test, I have something that resembles a soul within me, sort of, mostly, on occasion. This episode crushed me because Kanan. Well, for this. Obviously, because Kanan died, but because Kanan was turning into what I thought was a more interesting character.
Yeah, like that's what devastated me was like he was finally turning into something that I liked.
Yeah,
and then they just tore it away from me, and I was like,
what the
fuck?
On a slightly happier note, Kanan was voiced by
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Of course,
yeah.
Which
Fred?
Yeah, yes. Which I did not know that until I started watching the show. I was like, huh? Yeah. Well, all right then.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good for him. Okay.
Yeah, he did a good job.
He did a great job.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome. I mean, so Lil and I are both in our late 30s. We remember Freddie Prinze Jr. from when we were teenagers.
Yeah.
Like.
She's All That.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is a very problematic movie.
God, in so many ways.
Well, if we put glasses on her, she's automatically a nerd and ugly. And if we take the glasses off, then she's pretty and popular. What kind of message are we sending in this movie, guys?
Oh, bad ones. But, like, to hear him dive into a character like Kanan.
Yeah.
I mean, Kanan was supposed to be kind of insufferable.
Mm-hmm.
Kanan was... He never finished his Jedi training. He didn't have the I want to say maturity that we see older Jedi have,
right,
to fall back on. And he was doing his best to find that maturity and developing it. Losing his sight was kind of a humbling moment for him.
Yeah, because he was a Padawan when Order 66.
He was a young Padawan.
Yeah,
too.
He was. He was maybe 12,
something like that.
He already had a lightsaber.
Yeah, he was 11, 12, something like that.
So he was young. He was little. Like he had not gotten very far in his training.
And honestly, most of his teaching of Ezra up till that point was just mimicking what he'd seen his own master and other Jedi masters do. And he kind of began to lean into that role more and more and find his way in it. But he was becoming a really interesting character.
Yeah, he was.
And when this season started, I was really looking forward to seeing what they were going to do with him. And then they, incinerated him, which
I was so disappointed.
I was like, what the?
I know.
But he was, come on.
I was so disappointed.
There's
I'm
so
like,
many
come
other characters you could
on.
have barbecued. Like, there are a lot.
I know.
If you'd barbecued Zeb, I would have been really sad about it. Of course, I love Zeb.
I love Zeb.
But then we would have gotten to see more of the Kanan evolution.
Yeah. But I think that was also the point.
Yes.
We needed to see that demise so that Ezra could grow more.
Yeah. Because
And so Hera could grow more.
most of what Rebels is Hera is Ezra's journey into becoming a Jedi.
Right.
And the lesson that Ezra never learned up until this point was that sometimes you have to win by losing. Ezra very much approached every situation and usually got away with it, assuming that he could be successful without sacrificing anything. This was Kanan's final lesson. But it wasn't the end of Kanan teaching him, unfortunately, because then we get into the next episode called Doom.
Dume.
Yeah, because
Not Doom.
Yeah.
Doom.
because
Doom.
Kanan's real name is not Kanan.
No, it is Caleb Doom.
Now, obviously, changing his name makes sense. The Empire has access to two Jedi records. Walking around the galaxy going, my name's Caleb Doom. It's a great way to have the Imperial show up and go, I'm sorry, what was your name? Okay, no, arrested. Like, yeah, this is a stupid plan.
I mean, Obi-Wan really, he only changed his first name.
To Kenobi, but he was also on Tatooine. Like,
he was like, my name's Ben Kenobi.
He's
And
also-
they were like, oh, you maybe be related to Obi-Wan, but Obi-Wan's dead.
he was also on Tatooine, which is like,
It was Outer Rim.
in the middle of nowhere, a planet the Empire very much did not want to acknowledge the existence
well,
of.
and it was Outer Rim and technically was not under Imperial.
It was under the control of the Hutts, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a different situation entirely.
Well, also...
They didn't give a fuck, and you really think that Anakin was
yeah,
going to go to
thank you.
Tatooine?
I was about to say that.
He's like, I'm not going to get sand all up in my gears? Fuck you.
I hate sand.
Also-
It gets everywhere. It's rough and it's coarse. I don't like it.
God damn it. The worst dialogue.
I love George Lucas's story writing ability. That man cannot write dialogue to save
It's
his life.
pretty rough.
Now,
I hate that dialogue specifically is really garbage.
as a writer, I will say that writing dialogue is not the easiest thing in the world.
No,
It's
it's
really
really
not.
hard. It's really hard.
And creating story universes that broad and that well crafted is absolutely incredible. I'm willing to overlook the fact that he struggles at writing good dialogue given everything else he's amazing at.
Right, exactly.
Like, yeah.
I
it's
can
like-
let it slide. I
Yeah.
can let I hate sand slide.
Yeah. Because let's be honest, that whole sequence has become iconically funny at this point. and it gave us it gave us Padme and I guess what George Lucas thinks a formal bondage dress would look like. Because that one was a
The black dress.
very
later
interesting
on, yeah.
choice.
That dress is nice. I like the dress that she's wearing in the I hate sand scene.
Oh, the big like
The
flowy,
flowy yellow sunset looking dress. I want it so bad.
I mean, you could probably buy one online.
It's very expensive.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There is so
Also,
actually,
like, don't buy it from Wish. It'll be like 18 sizes too large for you and be more of a bed sheet. So.
Ashley Eckstein has her clothing line, her universe, and there is a version of it that's not quite like a gown, but it's more of like a summer dress style. So I'll probably buy that, but it's fine. Because I want it. I want it real bad because it's just so pretty. She also has the blue one with the pearl sleeve. So pretty.
Is something that was pointed out to me several years ago. You know that the dialogue is bad when Natalie Portman can't save it. She's an incredible actress.
Yeah, I love Natalie Portman.
She's an incredible actress, and if she can't save the line, it needs to be cut. Like, it needs to be rewritten. You've literally handed an incredible performer dialogue, and even they can't make it good.
Yeah.
Nope, try again.
Yeah. Hold me
Oh
like
my
you did
God.
on Lake Malibu.
Yeah, nope, bad. So with Kanan, unfortunately, ashes. This actually. Side note, this got Lil to stop speaking to me for about a week. I sent them a picture at some point a while ago, and it was Kanan in episode 11. It was just a pile of ashes. I thought it was funny.
Like, look, Kanan showed up in an episode of Ahsoka, and I was like, what are you talking
Oh
about?
yeah, ashes.
And it was just a picture of Ash, and I was like, don't speak to me. Like, go fuck yourself.
I thought it was funny.
I was like, I fucking hate you. Too soon.
Now at this point, we start. This is where Ezra's journey into like the deeper Force mysteries really begins.
Mm-hmm.
We meet the Loth Wolves, who,
Yes.
while they resemble very large and angry huskies, apparently can speak a single word. Yeah. One word. That's what they can say. And they can travel around the planet in an instant. Because they like leave Ezra somewhere and just fucking
Well, and
dip.
when he mentions the wolves, they're like, no one has seen a Loth wolf in like 100 years. What the fuck are you talking
Yeah,
about?
they all think he's high. Like,
and he's
yeah.
just like, but I fucking saw one.
Like-
And it was really big.
Yeah, like, dude.
It was a big, like, I was the size of just its head.
Yeah, like they're
It
fucking
could-
enormous.
It could have eaten me. It
And-
didn't.
It seemed like it wanted to.
I was like,
Yeah.
Jedi meat.
Basically, the wolves are there to guide Ezra to the right, not to answers, but to asking the right questions.
Yes.
And like I said, this is Ezra. This is Ezra finally diving into some of the deeper mysteries of the Force. Not just what can I do with a lightsaber, and how many bad guys can I stab with my shiny pointy thing. It's the deeper
Yes.
training that he hadn't gotten yet, and clearly Kanan can't do it. So where that leads them is to an Imperial excavation at the old temple.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to jump back a little bit to Clone Wars for this reference, but the Imperials have excavated a wall, and on it is the father and the son and the daughter.
They are a representation of the Force.
Yes, the son being
The dark side, the daughter being the light side, the father being the balance.
yes. The Imperials know.
You're
that
welcome.
it's-
I got you.
Thank you. I was going to say more like the son is more of the like aggression, power.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, it's
daughter is more of the compassion and because they're not because one's not inherently good evil. Like
no,
yeah.
it should. But the simple way to explain it is son is dark side, daughter is light side, father is balance.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Imperials know it's that the painting itself is, or the etching in the big rock face is important. It's the way into the temple. This temple is actively not letting them in.
Yes.
Because Jedi temples apparently, can ghost people, which is fucking awesome. And
No, you can't come in.
I don't want you inside me because that's like consent. Like,
no is a full sentence.
I'm picturing like the temple to being sassy at this point.
No.
So the ghost crew shows up at this excavation because the wolves led Ezra to it.
Yes.
Sabine is with them. She's their artistic expert. Sabine and Ezra go into the excavation site, and then Sabine gets caught.
Yes.
Not the biggest surprise. Sabine is many good things. Stealthy is not one of them.
If you want to do a stealth mission,
Sabine is the last person you want to bring.
Well, it's just like do a stealth mission, take Chewbacca.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Sabine is
Like,
your
what?
Sabine is your distraction to end the stealth mission. Like, yeah.
Right.
Um,
At that point, when she is being captured, though, it's a good thing because it allows Ezra
To get up to the-
finish up getting into the temple.
Yeah.
Because he figures out how to get inside.
well, the coolest part about Sabine's whole distraction is that she spends the whole thing just mocking the Imperial archaeologists.
It's so good.
Because every question he asks, she's like, "Because I'm smarter than you. Fuck off." It's like, yeah,
I'm smarter than you.
I'm sure you would have figured it out if you weren't a fucking idiot.
Maybe because you're too old
Like-
and your brain is falling apart.
Yeah, like, yeah. So it's like, well, yeah, of course I figured this out. I'm smart and you're not.
Yeah.
That's it. Now, Ezra has figured it out too. He's managed to unlock the temple wall.
Yep.
The Imperials catch it. Well, try to catch him. He runs through the temple wall. The two stormtroopers try to chase him and bounce off it, which is great.
Because what they don't realize is that in order to get into the Jedi Temple, you need a thing. Oh, God, what's it called? Oh, yeah. The Force.
Yeah. Just saying.
Weirdest fucking thing.
I know, it's weird.
In order to get into a thing that's guarded by the Force, you need the Force?
Who'd have fucking thought? It's weird.
Jesus Christ.
That-
Fucking Empire dumbasses.
Yeah. That whole episode is basically the Empire like looking at the temple and going, but if I poke it real, oh. But
What-
if I poke it over here, oh.
What if I poke it with my gun?
Like, yeah. It's
like, guys, no, you need the Force. Do you
Yeah.
have the Force? No? Then you can't get in, you dumbass.
yeah. And, the Empire has been exterminating everyone that could have gotten them into it.
Right.
Like-
Like, they're so fucking stupid.
Yeah. So Ezra disappears into this wall. The Ghost Crew is, Sabine's looking at it going, what the? Okay, I am definitely smarter than all of you, but what the fuck was that?
and Hera and Zeb are like, well, where did he go? And Hera's like, I think he just went inside.
And everyone's looking at Hera going,
He did what now?
it's a rock wall. There is no inside.
She's like, well, he did, so I don't know.
And that's it for that episode. The episode basically almost ends right there.
Yeah.
And then we come to the part that is going to both cheer Lil up and infuriate them even more. We get into the World Between Worlds, which we've seen before.
If you have watched Ahsoka, yes.
No, we see it earlier in Rebels. Ezra talks to Yoda in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yes.
And Yoda is,
Briefly.
briefly. And Yoda is, of course, cryptic as fuck as always.
What?
Yeah, because Yoda couldn't give anyone a straight answer if he fucking tried.
Little green shithead.
You absolutely know that R2 remembered him in
Empire.
Empire and was thinking to himself, I swear to fucking God, if this little green shit doesn't start talking straight, I'm gonna zap him. I can do it. I have the zappy thing. I'm gonna fucking zap him.
Well, why do you think he followed Luke? Because Luke is like, just stay here with the ship. And he's just like fucking hell.
Yeah, R2
No.
R2 learned his lesson. Every time a Skywalker says stay here, ignore that.
Yeah.
He tried that before. Anakin never came back.
Exactly.
It's like, I already lost one Skywalker. I ain't losing another one. Fuck you.
Exactly.
So get to the World Between Worlds, which Ezra recognizes, but he's not sure what it is.
Mm-hmm. He starts hearing voices,
Yeah.
and he's just like, wait, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah. It's probably very confusing. I would assume very confusing.
Yes.
So he starts wandering around, and then he sees the Morai perched on top of a little door.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, that's Ahsoka's bird thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So he walks up to the door, and then we get to see the end of, we get to see more of the Ahsoka Vader fight.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as I said last time, Ahsoka, you don't get into a lightsaber duel with Ahsoka assuming that you will walk away unscathed.
Right.
That is not a thing that happens.
No.
It's simply not possible.
Right.
What we saw at the end of the episodes in the Malachor Temple was Vader limp away.
With a broken helmet.
Yeah. And we were supposed to believe that Ahsoka had died. Ezra believed Ahsoka had died. And yet here she is. He's watching her fight.
Mm-hmm.
The world between worlds doesn't exist in the same time as everything else. It's all points, all places, all times. Everything in one place.
Mm-hmm.
He sees Ahsoka about to die, and does the only thing he can think of. He reaches through the door, grabs her, yanks her into the world between worlds, which I'm assuming for Ahsoka was very surprising.
And very confusing. Because she's just like, wait, I just fucking saw you.
Like,
you.
How the fuck? What happened to your hair?
Yeah. She's like, you shaved your head. I don't know if I like it.
Yeah. Like, wait, but... Huh?
Grow it back out, please.
Yeah. Short hair Ezra was very much like, you know...
And maybe in like 10 years' time, grow a beard.
I mean, he ends up... We'll get to that. We already did the Ahsoka episodes. Ezra is there, does have a beard.
Yeah. It suits him.
It does. Now, Ahsoka is like, okay, well, I'm assuming part of Ahsoka was like, I could have won that. And that's like, I mean, yeah, totally, sure. Okay.
I fully support that thought.
But like, you know, not trying it.
Let's not risk it.
Let's
not risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah, this is obviously one of those where like belief is really all you need. Like let's just go with that. Sure, we're gonna leave it there. And Ahsoka kind of sort of explains to him what the world between worlds is. She's not 100% certain of herself, but she does know parts of what it is.
Yeah.
So does the Emperor.
Yep. This motherfucker. This old shrivelly ass motherfucker
shows up
with a butt for a forehead,
looking like he did before Mace Windu, fucking Windu'd him. Like,
yeah,
because Mace Windu'd him. He, that's what happened. He got Windu'd.
Mace Windu went out the window.
Oh no, I meant he Windu'd Palpatine. Like, Palpatine tried to lightning him, and Mace Windu held up his lightsaber and reflected the lightning back on him, and he fucking got Windu'd. It's what happens. And then he, Windu out the window. Yeah. Because, yes, let's have a sword fight on a ledge over I would assume, several 1,000-foot drop. Wonderful plan.
Yeah, why not? What, is that not normal?
I don't get into lightsaber fights terribly often, so I can't say.
Why?
I don't own a lightsaber.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Also, that whole universe is wonderfully fictional.
That's a shame.
I feel like I should point that out to you more often.
That's disappointing.
So at this point, Palpatine is he's butt face. He looks like his fist looks like a butt.
His forehead looks like a really wrinkled and unfortunate butt.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
The attack by the Jedi has left me scarred and disfigured. Yeah, he's that at this point. Like, and yet we see him through one of the other doorways, looking like early Clone Wars Palpatine.
Yeah.
And my first thought was,
so
the fuck?
There is a thought that he always looked like that.
He was just hiding it. Yeah.
He uses the dark side to cover
that
and to
mask
it.
Yeah. But he's trying to convince Ezra that, come through this door. Your parents are here. You'll have a good life. Everything's going to be happy.
No, that's later. That's after Thrawn brings him on the ship.
Oh, you're fucking right.
I know I
shit
am.
up all the time. I'm gonna have a lot of editing to do in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So Ezra pulls Ahsoka out of the Vader fight.
Yes.
We're gonna jump back to that.
Okay. Let's try that again.
And yeah. And of course, Ahsoka kind of sort of knows where they are.
Yes.
Ish. She's heard of it, never been there herself.
She says it's kind of like a world between worlds. She even
yeah.
Which of course I was like, that's the name of the episode.
That's cool. She said the thing.
She said the name of the episode.
I'm assuming you were also, sobbing hysterically because Ahsoka was back.
It was.
Yeah, yeah. That's not surprising.
I kind of like Ahsoka.
Kinda? Tell that to the tattoos on you.
The one tattoo. I have one singular tattoo
For
of her.
now.
No, I'm only going to have the one of her. I'm doing a whole thigh piece of Star Wars.
I'm honestly surprised you don't have the Morai tattooed on you somewhere.
I do have the Morai.
Oh, you do?
It's with her.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You've
seen the tattoo.
Yeah, I wasn't looking that closely.
Yeah, it's her with her lightsabers, and the Morai is with her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, the Morai is with her. Like, that was the whole... I wanted to include the Morai.
But that's part of Ahsoka's character.
Yeah, exactly. But my thigh is going to be like a whole piece for Star Wars. It's going to be Star Wars in general. Like, I'm going to include multiple characters.
Including Mace Windu?
Absolutely the fuck not. Unless he's flying out the window.
Right, you need to leave all that extra room for Saw Gerrera. So...
I'd rather cut off my leg.
So they get Ahsoka out of the fight. They're now trying to find the way out of the world between worlds. Ezra came in here thinking that this was going to be answers, but now they have to get out. So they're wandering a bit. And then they came to the part that, again, crushed what little, like remnant of a soul I might have left. Where they come to another door and they see Kanan.
Yep. And poor Ezra is sitting there going, I can save him. I saved you, so I can save him. And Ahsoka stops him and goes, no.
Because if you take Kanan out of that moment, you all die.
Mm-hmm. He saved you by sacrificing himself. It needed to happen that way.
And she also reminds Ezra to respect Kanan's sacrifice.
Exactly.
That part hurt. Yeah. Ahsoka was absolutely correct.
Yes. 100%.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
But that part hurt.
Sucked. It made me sad.
Star Wars is great because it makes people happy.
Fuck off. Doesn't make me happy. I mean, it makes me happy, but also it makes me real sad.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say the part that hurt me the most, or that I thought was the most like poignantly sad, was in Kenobi when he sees the clone trooper begging for change.
Yeah. That part's real sad.
Because that's one of those where, like, I mean, Kenobi and the clones were very close.
They were.
So once they get out of the world between worlds and they make it out, then kind of comes the freeing of Lothal plan.
Well, one thing you did forget in the world between worlds is Palpatine finding them in the world between worlds and using his little lightning.
That's what I was talking about.
No, you were talking about...
Oh, shit, I mixed them up.
You mixed them up.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I switched them. All right.
Yeah, you mixed them up. So Palpatine does find them in the world between worlds.
And tries to
force lightning them.
Which, I mean, if you're going to run away from force lightning, split up.
Yeah.
And they do.
So she's like, you go back. I'm going to go to this world. I will find you.
Yeah. And that's why Ahsoka's not there for the finale.
Correct.
Ahsoka's gone somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
She's not there for the finale of the series.
Correct.
But the finale of the series goes back to basically what the series started as. Mm-hmm. Ezra wants to free Lothal from the Empire.
Yes.
That was his original goal.
Yes.
And we go back to that. Now comes the part where, and I jumped the gun a little bit on this earlier.
Yeah.
They come up with the plan because the Imperial headquarters on Lothal, I guess, is a giant ass ship.
Yes.
They decide that if they can basically recall all Imperial personnel to the headquarters building, they can seal it and launch it off the planet. Mm-hmm. Which, not a bad plan.
No, it's definitely not.
The problem is, it's really hard to make plans for anything when Thrawn is there.
I don't know what you mean.
Because, like, he tends to get in the way of plans.
Yeah. He likes to do that.
He's very good at it.
He is really good at it.
I meant getting in the way of plans, your eyes kind of glazed over when I said Thrawn. So
I really like Thrawn.
uh,
I do. I really like I know that he is supposed to be somebody that we hate.
he's
but,
an
like,
incredible character.
I can't fully hate him. I can't do it.
He's an incredible character.
He's such a good character, and on top of that, like, knowing his backstory as well,
Which we're going to dive deeply into. Yes.
makes it really difficult for me to hate him because there are so many moments throughout all of those books where I'm just like, are we totally sure you're a bad guy?
Yeah. I really want to see a Star Wars What If series like they did for Marvel.
Yeah.
And of course some of the episodes would be, what if, Anakin didn't fall to the dark side?
Yeah.
What if
Ahsoka was the one who fought him on Mustafar?
Yeah. What if Anakin and Ahsoka fell to the dark side?
Ooh.
Like there's so many options, but the one that I really would love to see is what if Thrawn joined the rebellion? The war would be over real fast. Like hours.
Oh yeah. Like, we got this.
Yeah, Thrawn would show up and be like, okay, so you're gonna do this and this and this, and they're gonna do this, and then you're gonna do that.
Yeah.
And then so lunch.
Yeah.
Like he done.
He would just be such an asset to the New Republic is the thing that is so infuriating. And he's still just like, no, long live the Empire. And I'm like, bro, but you would be such an asset because you're so fucking brilliant.
Yeah. So this plan of theirs basically, revolves around the fact that Thrawn's fleet is currently engaged somewhere else. And then Thrawn's fleet shows up, which is inconvenient, to say the least.
Real quick, before we get to this part, can we talk about them, like the Empire actually going to their base and them pretending? So it's one of my favorite moments. So, the absolutely incredible Clancy Brown.
God, I love that man.
voicing Ryder. He calls Governor Price and is like, hey, so I know where the rebels are. I'll give them up.
Spoiler alert, this is part of the plan. He's not actually turning on the rebels.
So this whole thing is a spoiler alert. If you haven't watched Rebels and you're listening to this, you're
also
like,
Governor Price basically mocks him for trying to help, for like offering to help her.
Yeah.
And he's like, listen here, bitch. All I want is I'll tell you where your bad guys are. You just fucking get off my nuts.
Yeah. like get off my planet. Give it to me. You can fucking have the rebels. Yeah. I don't care. I just want you gone. And she's just like, we'll talk about it. So he tells them where they are.
She has no intention of talking about it. It's Governor Price.
Yeah, exactly. So
space
he tells her where they are. He pretends like he has no idea. They show up. Mind you, this whole time, everybody knows what's happening.
Yes.
And they all show up. They start fighting. And
Rex proves why clones are better than stormtroopers.
Right, exactly.
Because you can hit shit.
Exactly. And then they go into the cave that is in the base. And then the stormtroopers start like backing up. They're like, and then the wolves come out. And Governor Price is like, what are you doing? What the fuck?
So when you're one of the few people who could talk to the massive murdering force wolves,
yes,
maybe make use of it. Yeah.
And so the wolves come out. They start doing their thing.
They start chucking stormtroopers around.
It's beautiful. So finally, the Empire thinks that they've gotten the rebels because, like, even though the wolves have come and done their thing, they're still kind of outnumbered. So then
this is back to our Skywalker hallway.
Wait, sorry. sorry. Let me back up. The wolves don't come out yet. Because the Empire has outnumbered them. So I'm sorry, I skipped ahead. My bad. I got excited about the wolves. This is my fault. I'm skipping ahead because I got very excited about it. So let me back up. The Empire outnumbers them, quote unquote.
The rebels seem to be losing the battle.
Yes. They surrender.
Mm-hmm. And this goes back to this. This is the same as the Skywalker in a hallway thing.
Right. Well,
no, don't do this. You've
Right.
already lost. Like,
right. So Ryder Azadi is like, yeah, I told them where we were. And they were all just like, oh my God, how dare you? I can't believe you would do this, you monster. and Governor Price is like, just flipping her bad hair. And being like, well, blah, blah, blah. And
did anyone else think Governor Price kind of looks like Kate Blanchett?
How dare you?
I love Kate Blanchett. I absolutely do. She's incredible.
Kate Blanchett can top me any day.
Governor Price kind of looks like her a little bit.
Fine, I'll accept it because Kate Blanchett is fucking hot.
That's also true, but it was
like there's beauty and then there's Kate Blanchett.
Well, there was also the you saw her in Indiana Jones,
of course.
Yeah, it was that haircut.
Yeah, that's
it was
fair.
very much that that Soviet angry woman haircut.
So it's great.
You must die, Dr. Jones.
Because this moment happens where Ezra's just like, so do you want to tell her? Or and Reiner's like, yeah, I've been waiting for this moment. Arinda Price, you're under arrest. And she's just like, fucking what? Wait, what's happening? What do you mean? You guys are outnumbered. And he's just like, no.
Wolves.
Bitch, you thought. Ghost pops up. Wolves come out. Just fucking havoc.
Yeah, it's just pandemonium at this point.
And then they finally, she finally is underneath a wolf that is drooling on her and is like, I'd really like to eat you right now. And she's just like, please just get this thing off of me. Fine, I surrender. And they're just like, okay. And it is one of the most brilliant moments because you think for a moment, I'm watching the show the first time around, and I'm like, you motherfucker.
I really thought Ryder sold them out at first.
Yeah, I was like, you motherfucker. Literally, they saved your ass. They covered for you. They did all of this for you, and then you sell them out? How fucking dare you? And then all of a sudden I saw Ezra's little smirk, and I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. And it was such a beautiful moment because she just was like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're outnumbered. And he was just like,
bitch,
nope,
you thought.
Nope. Ha-ha. Bitch, you thought. It's such a cool moment. And she, of course, is now, their prisoner. And that's when they go back into the city. I feel so bad for her.
They assigned to guard her at some point because,
because she won't shut the fuck up.
They turned her over to the rest of the rebellion, and she just would not stop running her damn mouth. Well, it.
It was when they finally got to the station. They literally were just like, "Oh my God, shut up! Just fucking take her, take her." And she's just like, I'm never going to do anything, blah, 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 blah. They were just like, shh. Shh. Woman. Stop. We don't care. Yeah. We literally do not care.
You already lost. Hush.
Stop talking.
Not possible for Governor Price.
Do not give a fuck. And then Thrawn shows up right as they're about to do their thing.
Now, I will say, Thrawn, and I've said this before, I very much enjoy the fact that Thrawn is not just mindlessly cruel. Mm-hmm. The Imperial complex can produce a shield over the city.
Yes.
They raise the shield. Thrawn fires on it. When the shield looks like it's about to, shit itself, Thrawn tells him to stop. His orders are not to wipe out the rebels. He doesn't. No. That's not what he's trying to do. He's trying to capture them.
Yeah. He does, do some destruction on the city to prove a point.
Yes.
He's not trying to kill people.
Yes. He's not mindlessly cruel. If it were any other Imperial captain, they would just bomb the city into ashes.
Correct.
To say they could.
Yeah, exactly.
And when we do our deep dive into Thrawn, we'll go more into that. But their plan is working until Thrawn shows up.
Right.
And Thrawn basically has one I will level the city unless you surrender Ezra. Mm-hmm. And of course, the Ghost crew and everyone's like, no, we're not fucking doing that. And they start and they argue about what the next plan is till Hera looks around, is like, where the fuck did Ezra go?
The thing that killed me in that moment was like he had already talked to Sabine.
Yeah.
And he looked at her and was like, I gotta go do this. And she's just like,
yeah, I know.
Okay. So, hey, Hera, I have an idea.
Yep.
And like distracts everybody.
Yeah.
Including, super suddenly hot Callus with his new beard.
So Callus shows up in this season as well. He's now working for the rebels.
Yeah.
He's wearing like a solo looking flight jacket, not an Imperial anymore, and has like
full beard.
Yeah, I mean,
God damn.
It's definitely a 180, but it's also what you expect from it's predictable change.
Yeah, and I'm here for it.
Because Callus worked his ass off for the Empire.
He did.
He was a loyal soldier.
Yeah. And I think he just finally had it. I mean, for several reasons, but like the fact that he busted his ass and remained an agent for so long.
He was just so thoroughly disrespected at every turn.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't do that to people and expect them to
stay loyal.
Yeah.
It's almost like, comparing it to real life. If you get treated like shit at your job and you quit and your employer goes, but why would you quit? I don't know, because you gave me way more work than you needed me to, and I didn't get
me nothing for doing all of this. Yeah.
Like you never gave me a raise for adding more work to my plate. I don't know. Weird.
Yeah. And Callus pulls the Star Wars version. I was like, well, if the Empire doesn't like me, I have these skills.
Yeah, I have a particular set of skills.
So they're all there. They've managed to recall all Imperial personnel to the Imperial Tower. Mm-hmm. Thrawn has shown up and basically said, give me Ezra or the city dies.
Yep.
Ezra has looked at Sabine and said, I have to do this, right? And Sabine's like, no, fuck, yeah, I know.
And then he looks up at the air shaft and he's just like, one last time.
Yep.
Because that tiny little boy can fit in an air shaft.
And
that poor kid.
This is actually what I love about this is like a wonderful moment of Sabine and Ezra's friendship, because it's not anyone who's trying to ship Sabine and Ezra is an idiot. Stop. It's not. That's not a thing.
No.
Just no. Stop it. Fucking stop it.
Yeah.
Zeb and Callus, ship that all you want.
Oh God, yeah. No, please.
Yeah.
Please ship it. I want to read all the fan fiction of it.
But Ezra and Sabine, just fucking stop.
Yeah.
Like Sabine distracts everyone by offering honestly kind of a stupid idea. And they're all like, what the fuck? And they start arguing over it.
Yeah. It was the only way to get them to stop talking.
Yeah. And then they all notice that Ezra's gone.
She's like, Ezra, what do you think?
What the
Ezra?
fuck? Yeah.
Ezra. Oh, no.
Yeah.
And then she's like, Ezra, you get back down here right now. Like, uses mom voice. She's like, that is an order.
100% mom voice. It's great.
That is, she like, mom voice, and she's like, that is an order. And he's like, I'm sorry, Hera. I just can't do that.
I really thought he was going to say, I'm sorry, mom.
Like, I just love that she immediately turns on mom voice. Yep. I was like, oh, mom's mad.
So Ezra goes up to Thrawn's Star Destroyer. He's like, hey, man, you said you'd not level the city. Here I am.
Yep.
Now, Thrawn, to his credit, Thrawn does not break his word.
No.
He absolutely does not. And
nope.
I'm assuming that had Ezra given him the chance to keep his word, he probably would have. But Ezra decided to make use of the one weapon that Thrawn never could have expected. And let's be honest, nobody would have actually expected him to be prepared for this.
No.
Just fucking genius.
It's
They're Lil's favorite characters.
the squales. The squales.
Purgle. They're called Purgle.
Squales.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. But the actual name is Purgle.
I know they're Purgle, but they're squales. They're whales and squids.
They're space whales. Squale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Squales.
I will say the cutest moment of that was in Mandalorian when Grogu's in his little bubble top part of the ship. And he sees the outline. He's just like, ooh, pretty. Like,
It's so cute.
I'll be honest. If I saw the outline of a space whale in hyperspace, I would be amazed that I was seeing it and also that I was in hyperspace. So,
Right, yeah, exactly.
But Ezra did not go up there just to give himself over to Thrawn. That's a very stupid plan, and despite Ezra being occasionally very stupid, he's not that stupid.
No, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah. Space whales show up.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is not something that anyone should blame Thrawn for not anticipating.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is like showing up to play chess, and then your opponent wins by just like walking over and hurling piles of donuts at you. Like how the what who prepares for that?
It's so frustrating for him too, and I feel
so annoyed.
Like because he's just like, no, I had a plan and you fucked it up again. Why?
Well, the other time this happened was with
the Bendu.
With the Bendu. Yeah, he's standing there on Chopper Base.
He's like, haha, I got you.
And then the Bendu shows up, and the
he's
look
like,
on.
What the fuck?
Literally, he planned for everything except for the giant Force Godzilla to show up.
And then he's like, just shoot at the cloud, I guess?
yeah, like, dude, I don't have I literally
got
have no
nothing.
other ideas. Yeah. Shoot it.
Shoot at the storm.
I suppose. Yeah. Like
I felt so bad for him in that moment. I was like, oh, you poor guy.
Because, like, you
legitimately have no idea what to do in this moment.
Well, you also know that he meticulously planned for every conceivable thing that the rebels could do, and summoning, like, fucking a Force Godzilla and space whales are not things that anyone can blame him for not anticipating.
That was not on my bingo card.
It's just, like, if I push the lock button for my car right now, I anticipate hearing a beep from out in the parking lot. That's my car locking.
Mm-hmm.
Space whales showing up would be if I pushed the lock button and my car suddenly turned into a banana. Like, what the fuck? Like, of course I didn't prepare for that. Who would? Like,
right. The look on his face, too, he was like, what in the fuck is happening? Who? What? And Ezra's just like, gotcha, you dumb blue bitch.
I also love that the whole time, Thrawn's Star Destroyer is being fucking wrecked by the space whales.
Yeah.
They are not what you would term gentle.
No, yeah.
And Thrawn is trying to get his crew to do shit. And they're like, we're trying, but like, dude, we're getting eaten by a space whale. Like, what the fuck?
And then they go into hyperspace and we don't know where they went.
And the look on Ezra's face right there at that last moment is like, fucking checkmate, cunt. And then they disappear to hyperspace.
And then it's so sad in that moment because like they disappear and Ezra's very proud of himself and he, told everybody goodbye.
And he won. He beat Thrawn, which is no small accomplishment in and of itself.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's the fact, like, they disappear and it's suddenly quiet and everyone's just standing there. And they're like, okay. Okay, now we got it. Okay, I guess now we have to do the thing. Now we can finish the plan because he just did the thing.
And they're all... Yeah,
they all panic because they're like, now what?
Momentarily stunned. Because Ezra didn't tell any of his friends what he was planning. So they were as surprised as anyone else that the fucking space whales showed up and, fucking yeeted Thrawn across the universe.
Bye-bye. See you.
So they launch the Imperial base off Lothal, and the rebels win. Yep. Lothal is free, which let's not go into the whole the Imperials have a whole navy; they could just come back and take it. But I'm not going to go into that because it's a story, and I'm not going to. Yeah.
There's more to it after the fact.
Yeah.
Because there is an epilogue.
Yes.
That Sabine tells.
Yes.
In that final episode. And that is when we meet Jason,
Mm-hmm.
who is fucking adorable. He is with Mom at the Battle of Endor.
And he is very much Kanan's kid.
Oh my god, it's so cute because he's just like, yeah.
Well,
and he
also-
has green hair. He's got little pointy ears. It's so fucking cute.
Well, also, and this is kind of what I love about. This is one of the cool things about the end of, or how they're telling stories that intersect with existing Star Wars movies.
Mm-hmm.
There is someone on screen at the Battle of Endor who's older and has a white beard. If you want that to be Rex,
It's Rex.
it's absolutely Rex. If you
Yeah.
don't want that to be Rex, it absolutely is not Rex. Whether or not it's Rex in that moment does not affect the story.
Correct.
You can have it either way.
Yeah, because it's not a speaking part.
Yep.
It's not. He doesn't do anything.
He's just there.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer to believe that it's Rex.
I prefer to believe it's Rex. In Rebels, we see him in that outfit.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
we see him in that
Yeah.
actual Endor outfit.
But-
and it makes me so happy.
Yeah. But if you don't want to believe that that's Rex in Jedi,
You're wrong.
you're wrong, but it doesn't matter.
Look, you're entitled to your wrong opinion, but it's wrong.
Yeah, but it also does not change the story.
No, it
in
doesn't.
any way.
No, it doesn't. Because he doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with Ezra having fucking launched Thrawn across the universe,
Bye.
yeah, just like hey bitch, I asked the space force to take us that way. How far? Who fucking knows?
Dunno.
Yeah. Basically, they're all left. None of them think Ezra's dead.
Right.
They have absolutely no way to know he's not.
Right.
But they refuse to believe that he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Now we find out that Sabine has basically never stopped her quest to find him in season 1 of Ahsoka.
Right.
But at the end of this, Ezra he's done what he said he was going to do for 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
He's freed Lothal from the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
That was always his goal at the start. Becoming a Jedi, meeting the crew of the Ghost, all that. Really never stopped him from wanting the Empire off Lothal.
Right.
And he got it.
Yep.
He also, unfortunately, sicked Governor Price on the rebellion, which is kind of mean. But
Yeah.
because I said earlier, I feel bad for whoever had to guard her. I feel worse for whoever had to interrogate her, because someone did. And they walked out of that room after an hour going, just fucking kill her. Just shoot her. Oh my God, I don't care what she knows. No. Fucking shoot. No. Oh my. No.
She
Oh.
sucks.
Like, I will join the Empire before I go back in that room. Like,
She sucks so bad.
she's the worst.
God.
And I will say that and so this is,
Just if you end up reading any of the, Thrawn books, aside from the first series from the early 90s by Timothy Zahn.
Timothy Zahn is a fucking genius.
He's brilliant.
So good.
But you will discover how Arinda Price becomes governor of Lothal. And oh my God, she is fucking unbearable.
She's such a twat.
And she is just slimy and gross. And the way she gets to her position is just disgusting.
She is
It's so awful.
Such
She's
a
awful.
raging twat.
She's
But
awful.
I will say, I don't know who voiced her. Actually, I can look that up. Because I have a computer in front
We
of
actually
me.
looked that up a couple episodes ago, and it's the wife of Steve Bloom.
Yeah. It's Mary Elizabeth Glynn.
Mm-hmm.
And I will give credit to
She was
any
great.
To any actor, voice, live, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
who can make you hate a character you're
Oh,
supposed to
yeah.
hate.
Oh, yeah.
That is just a testament to the skill of the actor. I know I said this last time, but I'll say it again. In the Star Trek universe, in Deep Space Nine, there's a character, Kai Wynn,
Yep.
who's played by the brilliant Louise Fletcher, who has sadly passed away. Kai Wynn is a character you're not supposed to like, and by the end of that show, you despise her. And that is a testament to Louise Fletcher's skill as a performer.
Yeah.
And Governor Price is a testament to Mary Elizabeth McGlynn's skill as a voice actor.
Yeah.
Governor Price is insufferable.
Yeah.
Every time she speaks. Even if her only line is a single word, you're just like, no, just fucking stop.
No, every time she would show up, I'd be like, this fucking bitch.
And that is just brilliant storytelling because Thrawn is the bad guy you begrudgingly respect.
Yeah.
Governor Price is the bad guy you really want to hit with a car, and then back up and hit her again, and then again and again and again.
It's like, oh, whoops.
Till you run out of gas. Like,
whoops. Whoops.
Yeah.
I fucking hate her. I hate her so much.
But Rebels did something in the Star Wars universe that I thought was really interesting. It showed us, instead of the macro version of the rebellion, the micro version of the rebellion. This is one cell, one crew.
Yeah.
As a bigger part of the whole.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, the Empire lost mostly because it could not adapt to fighting these cells. It also couldn't, withstand having 2 Death Stars blown up, which if you build one and then they blow it up, don't build another. Don't build another one. Like,
if you build it, they will come.
Yeah, and then they did, and then they blew it up.
Anyway, thanks for listening. I think the next episode, I don't know,
is probably going to be, we're going to dive into the Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. Okay, great. I love the Mandalorian. I'm always down to talk about Daddy Pedro. It's going to be a lot about me just drooling over Pedro Pascal because he is
objectively an incredibly handsome man, also just one hell of a performer.
Amazing actor. Amazing actor. I'm just glad that people are finally recognizing that he is amazing and also very handsome.
As an example, I very much just disliked the Wonder Woman sequel. Did not enjoy the movie at all. I very much enjoyed Pedro Pascal in that movie.
That's because he's amazing in everything.
Also, we'll discuss how much of the time he was actually on stage for The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Because
season 1 more so than 2 and 3, because I think season 2 he was doing Last of Us.
Yeah.
So
Last of Us is phenomenal.
I have not watched it. I don't have Max, and I'm not paying for it. I just canceled Netflix because I don't really use it, and I'm only gonna get it again to watch the last season of Stranger Things and the second part of Rebel Moon, which I personally very much enjoyed.
I'm not watching Rebel Moon until the second part comes out. I don't want to see half a movie.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it, personally.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'd like to talk about it eventually.
We're going to talk about it eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to dive into The Mandalorian in our next series. We hope you guys join us for that one. Mandalorian is phenomenal.
Yes.
It will lead into Book of Boba Fett.
Yes.
And then Kenobi.
Yes. Where I'll be sad the whole time.
Kenobi is honestly my favorite writing in all of this.
PTSD Kenobi.
It's my favorite writing in all of the Star Wars universe.
I think it did a good job of portraying PTSD.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Absolutely attest to that, and we will 100% get into that in our next episode. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed our Rebels series. Yeah. The show is phenomenal. You are all phenomenal for listening to us.
Thanks.
We will see you next time. I've been Will.
I've been Lilith.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.